We were a decade in, 10 years, 2 children, half a life built on his promises. I thought I married a loving, sweet man. Yes, insecure, arrogant at times, but I believed we were better than that. I believed in us. Ever been broken so thoroughly you no longer craved healing, just justice? Kindly subscribe, because this isn't about getting even. It's about showing them what it feels like to be powerless. Then I found the texts. Late that night, I woke to a ping on his phone. A message from a 19-year-old. Just flirtatious at first, then explicit. He bragged, "Can't wait to see you tonight. You're mine." That's when it hit me. This wasn't an adoration he hid. It was a trophy to flash around. Worse was what he'd said to me after I nearly died during childbirth. "You're ruined." His eyes cutting me down, not in anger for health worries, but in something colder, judgment. Disgust. Those words shattered me. The sweet man had a cruelty I hadn't seen coming. And now, suddenly, everything made sense. The ego, the jealousy, the insecurity, the lies. I packed. Clothes for me, clothes for the kids. Their pajamas, toothbrushes, favorite blankets. While they slept, I carried them out of the house that felt more like a cage than a home. By morning, I had texted the world. To family, "We're safe. We're with my mother." To friends, "He's been unfaithful." I posted nothing online. He didn't deserve the entertainment, and I needed real witness, not likes. He called, texted, sent flowers. All with that same old arrogance, like he still owned me. Like his opportunity was unlimited. He bragged about each conquest, telling anyone who would listen that I left him, that I pushed him away. I was the one repelling. The day ended with him at our doorstep, begging. Desperate, emasculated. My children's faces peeking from the hallway. His ego wounded more than I had ever seen. But I just locked the door. Because 10 years of trust had died that morning. He stood at my friend's porch like a wet dog, shirt wrinkled, voice shaking, posture collapsed into the shape of a man who finally realized no one was coming to save him. Not his mother, who kicked him out. Not his flings, who quickly lost interest. Not even his pride, which had long since evaporated into cold regret. I didn't answer the door at first. I watched through the peephole. He paced. He pressed his palm to the wood like it could open on pity alone. And then he said something that nearly made me laugh. "I've changed. I'm in therapy now." Therapy. As if that could undo the weight of a decade of belittlement. The nights I bled silently from childbirth while he whispered disgust at my stretch marks. The years of withheld affection. The smug late nights, cologne-soaked shirts, gaslighting dismissals. He thought a 45-minute session on Tuesdays gave him redemption. I stepped outside only when my friend insisted. "I ended it with them," he said. "All of them." "You mean the teenager?" I asked. "Or the married woman?" His face tightened. "I want my family back." I paused. Let him stew in that silence. Let him taste what real loss sounded like when it wasn't hidden behind denial. "You don't get your family back," I said. "You get memories." That's it. That should have been the end. But then my friend, the same one who took us in, leaned close that night and said, almost too casually, "You know, you could break him. You should." "How?" I asked. "Let him believe someone else did what he always feared you'd never do. Move on before he could." The idea lodged itself into my mind like a thorn. I wasn't proud of it. But I was tired of being the one who always forgave, always explained, always held the weight of someone else's ego. So I crafted a fiction, with care, with help, with just enough detail to burn. Because he needed to feel it, and not just once, over and over. It began with a text, not to him. To myself, from a fake number one my friend helped me set up. A shirtless photo. Not obscene. Just enough. A casual message. Last night was wild. When can I see you again? I left it open on the table. I made sure he saw it during his next visit, the visit where he begged to pick up our son for the weekend. He walked in all charm and desperation, pretending he'd earned the right to be calm around me. Then he saw the phone. Who's that? I looked up slowly, taking my time. A soft smile, the kind he used to crave from me. Someone who made me feel beautiful again. He didn't speak for a full 10 seconds. His hand hovered over the screen, reading the text, scrolling just enough to see the next one. Still can't get over how loud you were. You made the walls shake. The color drained from his face. Then came the real breakdown. You're lying. Am I? You'd never do that. You sure? He stumbled, suddenly unsure of his own illusion of control. He looked at me the way a man looks at fire that won't stop spreading. And then came the questions, predictable, pathetic. Was it just once? Did you use protection? Did you finish? I didn't answer. I didn't need to. Because the silence did what my voice never could. It unraveled him. He started to spiral. He showed up twice in one night, demanded answers I wouldn't give. My friend, bless her, played her part beautifully. One night, when he showed up ranting, she opened the door just enough to deliver the final blow. Yeah, we heard her all night. You jealous? Should have kept it in your pants, Marcus. He didn't respond. He just stood there, jaw clenched, eyes empty. And for once, he didn't speak. He shattered. He left that night cursing under his breath, pacing circles in his own grief. And I sat back, sipping tea, knowing it wasn't real. But the pain he felt, it was. And it was just the beginning. The next time he showed up, he was quieter. Not calmer, no. He wasn't at peace. He was unraveling. His shirt was wrinkled, his eyes dark from nights without sleep. The swagger he'd always clung to, the proud tilt of his chin, that was gone. He stood in the doorway like someone waiting to be chosen and already knowing he wouldn't be. I know you didn't actually do it, he said. You're not like me. That stopped me. Because it was the first time in a decade he admitted who he really was, not as a slip, not to deflect blame, but a confession. Still, I didn't move. I didn't soften. But you believed I did, I said. That's all that matters now, isn't it? He ran a hand through his hair. I can't stop thinking about it. About him. About what he did to you. I see it. Over and over. Now you know what it's like, I said. To replay something you never asked for. He tried to pivot. He cried. He begged. He whispered, I need my family. But I wasn't his family anymore. And the kids? They didn't ask about him anymore. They had grown used to peace. He tried everyone. His mother, who kicked him out. His brother, who didn't return calls. Old friends who told him straight he got what he deserved. He had finally become the thing he feared most. Irrelevant. And in his desperation, he made one final plea. One final bet. If you never slept with him, then tell me. Please. Tell me it was a lie. I stared at him, held the pause just long enough to be unforgettable. Does it matter? And with that, I shut the door. I didn't feel triumph. I felt stillness. The kind of stillness that only comes when the storm is past and you're not waiting for it to return. I woke up one morning to the sound of birds instead of apologies. No missed calls. No guilt-riddled text messages. No dramatic emails. Just the kind of quiet that comes when you finally put a door between yourself and a man who only knew how to take. That day, I walked my kids to school. We passed by the park, stopped for muffins. I watched them laugh, really laugh. Not in the anxious, flinching way they did when they lived with the weight of their father's moods. But free, light, like kids should. Later that night, I stood in the mirror and looked at the woman I used to grieve. The one who nearly died bringing life into this world. The one who was told she was ruined. The one who was cheated on, humiliated, dismissed. I didn't recognize her anymore. Because she was gone. In her place stood someone sharper. Still soft, but steel beneath. A woman who didn't need to prove her worth with real or imagined infidelity. Who didn't need to scream to be heard. Who didn't need closure, because she had clarity. My ex still calls sometimes. I never answer. Last I heard, he told someone I let myself be used. That I got corrupted. Let him talk. Let him sit in his fantasy of how things ended. Let him invent stories where he's still the man someone would want. The truth? He was a season. I am a legacy. And he will never recover from watching me walk away without flinching. If you've ever been underestimated, discarded, or shamed for how you healed, subscribe. Because some of us aren't ruined. We're rebuilt. And when we rise, we don't need revenge. We become it.